Hi everyone, it's Tish with Naptime Creations. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. It's free and it'll help me out a lot, so hit that subscribe button. Today we're going to be making a resin crescent moon with these chameleon mica powders from Let's Resin. I'm going to be using all four colors that come in the set, and I'll link the set down below if you guys want to check it out. They're super pretty. I'm going to go in with my gold here, and this is a silicone mold. I picked it up at Michael's. I'll link it down below as well. It's got a really pretty floral design engraved or etched into the mold. So I'm just taking a Wet n Wild makeup brush from Dollar Tree, dipping it into my pigments and brushing it right onto the mold. I'm going to go in with the plum next. That was the gold that I just laid down. Now I'm going to go in with the plum, and I'm going to keep doing this until the entire mold is covered. And when you do this, you want to make sure you get the sides of the mold as well. And you don't want to have a bunch of the powder just sitting on the mold. You want to make sure it's brushed in and there's no little particles of the mica powder just sitting on top of the mold, because I'll tell you why in a minute. It'll make sense here when we get going a little bit more. Now I'm going to go in with the violet. Same thing, just brushing that into the mold. If you wanted to, you could get really intricate and fill in the flowers individually, and that would probably take a really long time. Some people do that. They'll go in with like a little paintbrush and actually just do the individual flowers. And if you get mica powder, around the flower that you're trying to fill in, you just take a piece of tape and pull it right off. But this one, I'm just doing blocks of the different colors of mica powder, and it still turned out really beautiful. And you want to make sure you wear a mask when you do this, because the mica powder particles are very fine and they kind of poof up in the air, and you don't want to breathe those in. So I always wear my respirator mask when I do resin and I'm doing anything with mica powders. So here's how it's looking all finished. Super pretty colors. Now we're going to go in and fill this up with black tinted resin. I'm going to be using Laura's Black Pearl, and I added some alcohol ink in there too. And what I like to do after I mix my resin is let it sit in the cup for a few minutes. Then I'll take my heat gun and hit it with the heat gun while it's inside the cup, and that will pop the bubbles before you pour it into your mold. So I had about 4 ounces of resin, and that was the perfect amount, just filling up that mold all the way. And you want to make sure you get it into the corners as well. Sometimes with this mold, it doesn't like to get in those corners. So you just want to make sure that you really get it into the corners, and you can take your little craft stick like this, kind of just put it over the corners to make sure that it's all full. Hit it with my heat gun on high to pop bubbles. And I'm also going to spray it with some 91% isopropyl alcohol too. And that's it. I'm going to cover it up, let it dry for 24 hours, and here we are ready to demold it. And you can see on the back, I had some of the mica powder kind of float up on the back of the piece. So that's why you don't want to have a ton of mica powder sitting on the mold. The more mica powder you have sitting on there that's not completely brushed in, the more you'll have that problem where it floats up on the back. So here's how it turned out, and we're going to fill in the etching. I didn't film myself filling in the etching on this piece, but this is how I did it. Just took some white acrylic paint and a paintbrush, scrubbed it in to that etched design, and now I'm going in with a squeegee and just going over the piece, and that leaves the paint in the engraved etched part, and it takes it off of all the other spots. It works like a charm. I do this process for all of these moons, and I got this squeegee off Amazon. I'll link it down below. I let this paint dry overnight, and sometimes you might have a little bit of paint that's on top of your moon. Just take some 91% isopropyl alcohol on a paper towel after it's dry, and it'll come right off. And this is how I install the eye screws on the moon. I take a little drill. You could use a Dremel. This one I got from Harbor Freight. Drill a pilot hole, attach my eye screw, and then I do my resin top coat. And when I do my clear resin top coat, I go over the eye screw as well. And then after my resin top coat is dry, I take that little drill and I drill a hole back into the eye screw. And I attach a little, well, it's not little, it's an 8-inch long crystal beaded chain. I get these off Amazon. They work great for hanging because they already have the jump rings and they have a really pretty crystal bead on there as well. It gives you some really fun rainbows when these are hanging up. So here's how it turned out. I did do my clear resin top coat on this piece off camera, but if you want to see step by step how I do that, I will link one of my previous tutorials down below in the description box. In that video, I show you step by step how to do the clear resin top coat. And you can kind of see that beaded crystal chain on there. I think this one turned out really pretty. And I also have this one listed in my Etsy shop for sale. If you want to go check that out, I'll link it down below. And I'm also having a sale on my artwork and coasters that I have listed in my Etsy shop. I'm having a half off sale, so be sure to go check it out. This is another moon that I made off camera. I have this one listed in my Etsy shop too. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave me a like, hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and go check out a few more of my other videos. That would really help me out a lot. I'll see you guys soon for another video. Bye guys.